on, everybody? It's Hurricane Elsa is here in Massachusetts. Will we lose power tonight? We'll never know. It's on its way.
Let it go. Let it go.
Dude, did you get the lightning storms that we've been getting the last 5 days?
Yeah, it was crazy. I was observing them before, and it was nuts. Our lights keep flickering every now and again, so hopefully we don't lose power. It was I was talking to Cody before, and I'm like, yeah, I think we should be okay being in southern Connecticut, but it's still heavy lightning outside, so I'm hoping we're okay. We're okay.
Yeah, dude,
we'll see.
I have not been sleeping well the last couple of nights because my kids keep waking up, and it's like, dude, the shit. I've never heard what I heard the other night. It was like, and then the fucking windows went.
Yeah, the house shook.
Yeah.
The lightning and thunder subsequently was so strong that, and so fast after, usually, I mean, that's how you know it's close. It was so intense that the house shook. We had, picture frames fall down before, and it was nuts. So, and all week it's been like this. That's part of the reason why I haven't felt as great either, is because I'm sensitive to barometric pressure changes, and it's been constant storms.
Yeah, man, it's I want to say what's up to everybody. Thank you so much for being over here tonight and hanging out with us. Shout out to Hector Gutierrez in the chat, who, if you become a member, as you know, if you become a member, eventually you can collect all the emojis of JCS. And Hector just unleashed all of them almost, except for the Leah one.
Yeah, and Mike's onto something. It could have been Nosferatu trying to get revenge on us for all we've said about him, and
that's true.
Flickering the lights, trying to,
yes,
could be.
It could be that. I am sorry, I've been lacking on some content. I sent out a Patreon thing. I'm trying to rework all the shows, figure out what to do, if I want to just go solo and do these new shows. I like the meant to offend topic, so anyway, we'll discuss that further on Patreon and other places. But this week has been nuts, and I'm just, I don't know, man. I mean, Jake, I might not be here much longer on this earth, and neither will you.
I'm with you.
You might not either. It'll be our women. We'll leave our families with what do we got? Health insurance or something, or no life insurance?
No, yeah, we got to get some life insurance.
Let's get some really good life insurance. Me and
they
you.
don't like pre-existing conditions, so I'm gonna have to change my name.
I'm gonna have to throw you off a cliff by
Yeah,
accident.
all of today's blood draw test and then following doctor's visits were not exactly uplifting and positive. So
no. Well, listen.
Yeah.
Another thing is the ratings are not good for anybody right now, no doubt about it.
All around, I think things are bad. AEW was not great. They went down. They were hoping to have a big build-up, being live in front of fans with Road Rager. Oof. Their tickets are selling well, but they're just not doing as well as they hoped on TV. Some people feel that, it's going to be people didn't know that they're back on Wednesdays. I guess that sentiment could be true, as we were discussing beforehand, but
right.
I mean, NXT was down due to the NBA Finals. SmackDown was down 4th of July. Raw was down because it sucks. So, I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
I believe Raw, now I haven't followed up on this, but initially, dude, it was like, okay, Raw just hit the all-time low. So, do we know if that is factual? But I believe it's factual that Raw hit the all-time low.
Yes, it is the all-time low since debuting in 1993 at 1.472 million viewers.
Damn. That
18 to 49 viewership was the same as last week, slightly up, but still the third lowest on record.
That's just crazy.
And there's huge reports and everything. So I mean, but yeah, they're saying the 3-hour average the week before with the final was 1.57, and we had heard that the overnight viewership was a 1.719 the previous week, but then we heard, remember, they had changed the numbers at one point.
Yeah.
So that was odd too. They kind of revised them. Either way, way down. This is 1.45, 1.47, not much of a difference. Bad, terrible, lowest of all time.
That's not good.
I mean, that says a lot. And this is right as they're going into having live fans. And Monday's show is taped as well. So that's not going to be a
Monday Night Raw show is
experience. Raw is taped because they had to go ahead and get out of the Thunderdome setting. So SmackDown will be live next week, but Raw was not.
Oh my God. That is a mess,
Yeah,
bro.
because they had to get the Thunderdome stuff. I was provided a link for the Thunderdome for the last SmackDown this Friday, because that's your last chance to get into the actual Thunderdome is SmackDown.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's going away. How about that? I mean, that was kind of fun for some people to log in and be able to.
It was at first. It was a novelty idea. I had fun looking like an idiot, having my daughter and wife and family laugh at me clapping for the New Day, and because they don't hear you, so you're just miming your animations. You're not actually. At least I wasn't. I was not actually yelling because they don't pick up audio for most of it. So I was just basically mouthing things. But it was fun to see yourself on TV being animated and having fun at times, and just like you're trying to see yourself live. And it was interesting though too to see how the producers handled dealing with a live crowd in mass all at the same time, and how they would handle people reacting to certain things. Like, people were on their phones, and I remember I was there when they had the Elias concert, and I held my phone up for the light, and that's when he was like, "Yeah, everybody do that. That's great. Do that. Do that."
Oh yeah. They were like coaxing you in, like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. So once I held up my phone, everybody started holding up their phones, and it was cool that the producers were able to catch on at certain times, but they were very, very, very controlling on who you were allowed to cheer, boo, who was face, who was
and they
heel.
could probably just be like, get rid of that, get rid of 7, put a different person on, get rid of 7.
Yeah, exactly. So if someone's giving a thumbs up when they want you to boo, they'll kick you right then and there.
Right. That's so weird.
Yeah, one of the other times,
it's kind of like the country right now,
not cheering. Pretty much, we're at that state. They'll go door to door soon enough, so you better cheer, damn it.
Don't get me started. My next show tomorrow will be I'm gonna have another one of those tinfoil thing shows, and we're gonna be talking about.
I'm looking forward to that. I listened to the last one at the hospital, and it was
I've got the numbers.
You and Jay.
I've got the numbers on the shortages, the fuel, what's going down. Dude, they want us home out of the cities and driving bicycles and working from home. I almost wonder if the elites and people know something about global warming we don't know, and they're trying to shut down all fuel everywhere. Almost like people will never go with this. We need to shut this down. And I wonder if there's something people don't know. So we're going to talk about that on Tinfoil Truth number 2, which is kind of like a little play on the idea that it may not exactly be truth, but you know what I mean. It's a fun little thing. So that's coming up on the Patreon. Look for that. That one show we put out. We put it out for free, but the rest of them are on Patreon. It'll be a lot of fun. Jay was great. I also have a podcast coming out with my former co-host, Did on Dave, and that will be good.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
What's he been up to? Talk about the old days and all these things. That'll be fun. A lot of stuff. Patreon.com/Joe Crone Show coming up this week. But so we talked about the Raw ratings. I mean, I don't know. Are you concerned about the AEW ratings? I mean, that's down a little bit.
I'm not concerned. They're down a little bit, but they have been all over the place. I don't necessarily blame them, because every time they started to have an upward swing,
the good episodes go lower every time. The good episodes always get the lower viewership.
Yes, because it reflects the week before, as we said.
Yeah,
that's usually so. Really, this week's Raw viewership was because of how awful last week, and last week was actually a little bit better than.
Wait a minute.
2 weeks ago.
No, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, because
last week was again bad, and we were surprised, and this week was again worse.
Yeah, so. I know that. Like, I think you're right. So it was 3 weeks ago, because there was a Raw that we were like, that was better. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks prior, because then they followed up and we're like, oh no, it's bad again. I remember the week after we're like, yep, nope, they couldn't even keep up a 1 week streak of for the second week, making it semi decent. So yeah, AEW drew in 871,000. The week before it was 883. So you're talking a 12,000 viewer difference. Not anything massive. Not a huge loss. I'm actually pretty emphatically excited that they didn't lose anymore or go down, because now that they're back on Wednesdays, this is good. This is a good number for their overnight viewership. At least people know where they are again, and now they can remind everyone. The Friday spot was a death sentence for them. I don't know how Rampage is going to do. We'll see. Speaking of Rampage, AEW had their tickets for All Out, and they had a trio combo package. So it came with Dynamite, Rampage, and All Out. And those are all sold out. 9,496 tickets gone.
Damn.
As of today, within 10 minutes, I believe.
I saw a lot of positive
stuff.
So
I guess they're going to, these are all pre-sale tickets.
Right.
And I guess they're going to release more tickets later on. but I don't know how many, and I don't know how much, and I don't know where there will be. But as of right now, they'd have to open up additional sections in the back because everything else is pretty much, it's all sold out. They sold out almost 10,000 seats. I guess there's 800 left altogether at least the last time of reporting. So that's great. I mean, I cannot wait to see what happens with this live crowd. It's likely that we're going to see Kenny Omega and Hangman Page then, and likely MJF against a babyface Jericho. So there's obviously two big matches right there alone to sell the tickets, and that seems to be what's happening. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun.
I like, you know, I saw it come up in the super chat. Obviously, I'm going to be omnipotent and break kayfabe here, and before we get the donation to come in, I'm going to acknowledge it ahead of time. But we were asked what we thought about Dynamite, and I did enjoy it last night. It was a lot of fun, and overall, you know, there were certainly a few things that I would have changed a little bit here and there, but I gave the show a 7.5, and I think you were pretty much at the same score.
Yeah, 7.5. Did they not watch the review last night?
I'm not sure, but
oh, okay. I'm like, what?
I do not know.
Let me play the.
It was Evan Sussman that asked. So he said, "Jake, what do you think about AEW last night?" But so let's go ahead and chime in.
He was literally on the review. God damn it! But thanks for the $5.
Duncachino?
Don't mind if I do.
What's my name? Duncachino. It's a whole new game. Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
WWE forgetting to renew Black's NXT contract to include the 90-day clause is something I would expect from them, but man, that is a hell of a loophole.
That is hilarious. You know what's really funny is that it was, you know, it wasn't 100%, it seemed, and it really is confirmed everywhere. And we did say once.
Well, what's hilarious, Joe, I don't even know if you heard about this.
Thanks,
this is
Soundwave.
a story I wanted to talk about, but Soundwave brought it up right now. They went ahead and they called quite a few different stars, but the first one to acknowledge it, where is it here? I'm trying to
check
pull
their
the
contracts. Is that what you're going to say?
Yes. Buddy Murphy said WWE called him in a panic to check on his non-compete clause.
Don't they have a copy of it?
I guess they wanted to verify. He said he confirmed that his non-compete clause is 90 days, but that WWE called him today in a panic after his release, thinking that he might also be 30 days as a result of what happened to Alistair.
Wow, that's weird.
He told this to Fightful, so directly. He said they feared that they made the same mistake with him, and they called him in a panic. Direct quote.
Why don't they just... What the fuck does it matter?
And this is after Buddy Murphy said that he
did?
could only watch YouTube reviews to go ahead and keep up with WWE's product. He couldn't even watch it himself anymore.
That was really funny. That was really funny. Guys, tonight...
Wish he was watching us, but everybody's got to tweet him to come and check us out.
Yeah,
please.
tell Buddy Murphy he's missing the...
He's watching Wrestle Talk. I like Ollie, but, you know, I like us
I don't
more,
like them.
So, you know?
Guys, we can pay for my wife's tampons tonight. Do you understand that? Tonight,
you want to plug that hole.
You guys asked me to set a goal.
Stop that flow.
You guys asked me to set a goal, so I set one, and there it is. It's paid for my wife's tampons for the rest of the year. Thank you very much. There.
We want everybody to plug that hole, stop that flow, make the blood cease to be.
Yes, hashtag stop that flow.
No blading.
It's a good one. Oh. Dude, I had some kind of cramp earlier. It was crazy. Like it felt like someone was stabbing my insides. I was playing a video game. Never felt this pain in the spot I had it. And I was like, something's wrong with me. Nothing was wrong. I thought something majorly was wrong. I was like, oh, something fucking really wrong.
Could be gas.
You become
It was.
And that's uber painful.
Jake, what do you think about Aya last night?
Well, there it is.
There it is. Thank you, Evan.
Go watch the review, Evan. It was great. We had a blast.
It was a great review. It was a lot of fun last night.
Oh, yeah, and then at the end, Bullfrog called up and said he was going to blow up
like
Samsung.
a madman. Yeah, so he topped it off. That was a cherry on top.
That really was, because we were done. It was good, and then fucking he called up like a tardo.
I'm still cracking up laughing at the thumbnail.
Shit bomb.
Super Dad created with the
It was hard to remember anything from last night's show after Bullfrog said grundle hole. Have a great night, guys.
Thank you very much, Colonel Stutters. Yeah, hard to remember anything. He said, what do you say? Samsung was gonna fuck his grundle hole or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And it's like, what hole do you have in your grundle? Oh boy.
I'll find it. Where is it? Hold on. We got to get the grundle hole part, because that's just too funny.
That's a clip and a half there. I know he said he's ready for Friday. He fixed his issues, so.
Fucking FBI. FBI can eat my fucking grundle hole.
That's what it was.
He said the FBI could eat his grundle hole. Dude, who the fuck says that?
Of all things to say to the FBI, not a great look.
Eat my fucking grundle hole. I eat my fucking.
Let's just clip that.
Fucking retarded.
Wow, listen, Bullfrog.
You're
I
making
agree.
me vomit,
I
Bullfrog.
wouldn't say that.
Me.
The FBI may be investigating you after
Man,
this.
fuck the FBI. I'll fucking sue the fucking FBI. FBI can eat my fucking grundle hole. I don't care, bro.
Even he cracked himself up. He was so angry. He finally started laughing at it. What a dingleberry! The FBI can eat my grundle hole.
Wow, D. Welsh, breaking news, just shared with me. Impact Wrestling. Sami Callihan destroyed Kenny Omega with a nasty, like a sit-down pile driver that he usually does. And then Sami puts him through the table where they were signing their contract for the Impact World Championship. And that's going to be a hell of a match. I don't think that he'll win, but we'll see what happens. Some of the theories that I've heard and that I kind of agree with is that this is where Hangman Page gets involved to get that title off of Kenny. So Kenny agrees to have the match against Hangman Page, which sets up All Out. I think that makes the most sense. I'm kind of not the, Kenny said, my schedule is hard enough as it is, yet here I am having to contend with a lunatic trying to kill me during a contract signing. The one thing we forgot to mention, Bangkok.
Oh,
we
yes.
didn't bring that up on the review.
Didn't.
And I was mad as hell afterwards that we didn't bring it up, but that was actually a funny, stupid moment. I knew what they were getting at. What's the capital of Thailand? I'm like, oh my God, are they really going to go there?
Yeah.
But I like the way Evil Uno looked at me. He's like, what are we having, a trivia contest?
Yeah, that was funny.
Because it plays into his, idiocy and stupid nature and just
yeah, because I think 70% of anybody, especially at Evil Uno's age, right? He seems like he's our age or at least older.
Yeah.
So it's like anybody, like I feel like, does that joke still go on? We'd have to ask people who are in their 20s and 25s and 28s.
I feel like anybody 30 and over should know that.
Yeah,
and
30 and over knows that joke. So he should have moved
he's 33
away.
and I'm the same age,
Yeah, he should have taken a step back. Like as soon as he heard that, like, well, wait a minute.
His birthday's coming up. He'll be 34 July 20th. So happy early birthday, Evil Uno.
Damn, he's younger than me.
Yeah, and then
I'm gonna be 40.
So I'll be 34 too.
What am I, 37? I don't even know how old I am.
37, yeah.
I'm 37. What the hell happened to me? When I started this channel, I was
What a
fucking
flashback.
27 when I started this channel. Like, oh my God, bro. Whoa.
Underhole.
When I started this channel, I looked 22 and I was 27. Now I'm fucking 37. What happened?
Right? What happened? And thank you, Sam, on Twitter. I appreciate the compliments. I hope everybody's staying sexy today. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what they're doing with AEW, obviously, going forward. There's a lot of interesting stories. We've been predicting and talking about this Hangman Adam Page story for eons now. We're not the only ones that saw this coming by a mile.
Oh, yeah.
But it's okay to be predictable.
The whole fucking crowd chanted his name, yeah.
Exactly. It's okay to be predictable when it's something you want to see. WWE has a reverse problem, and that was something that was widely discussed on Twitter today. Brandon Thurston originally tweeted this out a few hours ago. Most WWE pay-per-view matches already happened at some point in the last 6 months.
Right.
And these statistics are disgusting, but it explains why Raw's viewership is low and abysmally low as it is, record-breaking low. This is why. So you figure from last year, July at 2020, 83% of the matches at the horror show, so 5 out of the 6 matches there, were all repeats.
Right.
7 out of 7 at SummerSlam, repeats. 6 out of 7 at Payback, repeats. 5 out of 7 at Clash of Champions. 5 out of 6 at Hell in a Cell. And it goes on. 5 out of 6, tables, ladders, and chairs. 6 out of 7 for Fastlane. And then WrestleMania night 1 was 4 out of 7. Night 2 was 5 out of 7. So you're like, those are all repeats? Are you kidding me? So when you go just pay-per-view statistics, 65% of all the matches we've seen have been done multiple times.
Right.
This year alone.
Well, it goes right into even the Ricochet thing. We thought they had a great match, and it ended on a count out. And then we figure, I don't know if you heard me the other night. I don't think you were on the show that night, and I kind of was on a rant. I said,
I was listening, yes.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. That, like, okay, that could be a great thing to lead to a match in a pay-per-view. So you have the count out, and then you don't have another match on Raw. Then all you do is have the match at the pay-per-view. But,
yes.
but both of those guys are in the Money in the Bank. So why are they even then doing that?
Exactly. So they had the moment where you got that great ending. I thought you agreed as well. I believe, because we didn't get to discuss it. But
we did. We talked about it. We talked about it on the show.
Yes, we did talk about that, and we loved it. And then there was a week after we didn't get to discuss, where they got that stupid count out with the Miz, and then they did this stuff where he's rolling up, and it's the Miz blocks him now, and that's a count out, and they ruined it. Why? And like you said, they're in Money in the Bank. So when you actually look at not just pay-per-views but Raw itself. If you go quarter by quarter, you can see there's a total of matches. So 1,187 matches total. But each time, if you break it down for All Elite Wrestling, 9% of all their matches were repeats. For NXT,
right,
it was, I believe, 31%. New Japan was 34%. Impact was 43%, but WWE main roster was 55%, with Raw leading at 66%. So all of their matches were literally the same over the last 6 months. 60% plus at times of every match we saw is a repeat. And that means same stipulation, same setup as well. Now, if you want to count same match, different stipulation is like you're going from a Hell in a Cell to just a regular straight up match, then it brings it down to 57%, but still not a great number.
Yeah, not good.
Not good at all. So that's why people are sick of Raw, sick of SmackDown, even at this point. And we saw the viewership dropped on SmackDown. Why? Because Roman Reigns was not there, and all they had was Jey Uso to basically carry the flagship of the Roman Reigns head of the table family, that storyline. And now it's kind of weird that Jey is just suddenly subservient. He's agreeing with Roman, and he was this resistant force who wanted to get Jimmy out of this chaos and, said you shouldn't be bowing down to Roman. And then the pay-per-view happened, and now all of a sudden he's like, yep, I'm cool. I see it. All right, I'm going to fight for Roman. I get it.
Right.
There was no transition. There was no other beatdown. There was nothing to it. Just doesn't make sense why. And now we didn't know where Jimmy was, but we know now. And that's one of the things I kind of, I don't like talking about people's, usually their personal lives and things out of the WWE, but this matters because I don't know what WWE is going to do going forward with Jonathan Fatu. This is his, third or fourth DUI now? I believe it's his third. So he had his first in 2011, September 29th, my birthday, in Hillsborough County, Florida. And he was convicted for that one and sentenced to probation. And then in 2013, he was arrested for violating his probation by driving with a suspended license. So second strike, one DUI. Then his brother was arrested in 2018 for a DWI in Texas, but he was released the same day, posted bond, and found, I believe, not guilty for that one. But going back, so now Jimmy Uso, Jonathan Fatu again, 2019 February, gets arrested in Detroit, Michigan. This is the one where he got off, basically. It was pleaded down to a no contest because he said he was just interfering with a government employee and he had to pay $450. But they originally, placed him under arrest and charged him with disorderly conduct because he was going to fight the officers. And they said that he wasn't driving. It was Trinity that was
that was the
driving,
one he wanted to fight the cops. That
yeah,
was
like
the
he ripped
best
his
one.
shirt off and drunkenly squared up against
Yeah,
him.
we got video of it, right? That was the one there's video of.
Then same year, now July, he gets another DUI in Pensacola, Florida, but he gets off. And it was interesting the way he got off here. It was basically it was found not guilty because they couldn't prove that the arresting officer definitely saw him driving. It was his vehicle. He was going over 100 miles an hour. He was in the restaurant. afterwards, but because she went to the restaurant and saw the car but not him driving, they got out of the DUI.
That's a weird one. They followed him to the restaurant?
Well, he was going 100 plus miles an hour, so the police were trying to pull him over.
Oh.
But he got ahead of them by a good margin, went to whatever the name of the restaurant was, and went inside. And then basically acted like, oh, I wasn't driving. I've been here, that kind of thing.
I've been having a steak dinner here.
It worked for him, though, because they couldn't prove that he was driving beyond reasonable doubt because they didn't see him driving the car. It just went by too quick.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. I mean, good call.
So they knew the car was driving at such a high rate of speed. But, it's still, so that's always a...
Trinity's pussy was driving.
Thing. Yeah. Officer Busby, that's her name, observed a vehicle traveling westbound on I-90 in excess of 110 miles an hour and drifting within its lane. She observed the vehicle exit Pine Forest Road, and it goes on to, he ended up pulling into the Ticket Sports Bar. She did not observe the identity of the driver while the car was in motion, nor did she see the driver exit the vehicle and go into the bar. So there's no evidence that the defendant was driving at the time that Officer Busby observed the vehicle in motion. Therefore, he was found not guilty. Hell of a lawyer that WWE got him there.
That's pretty good.
So now
you should have just said, I did it for The Rock.
Right. Well, now we're up to current day, and he's arrested again, Pensacola, same one as last time, same group of officers. He ran a red light, and then he started going in excess of 50 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone.
Woo.
They gave him a breathalyzer, came back at .205, then .202, well above the .08 legal limit, which is essentially one drink. His BAC, blood alcohol content, was way higher. He was booked on a misdemeanor DUI charge, along with citations for speeding and running a red light. Bond was set at $500. Currently keeping with this, we don't have... I guess arraignment dates and all this thing set yet, so I guess WWE is waiting on charges at this point in time.
Yeah,
but they're embarrassed, and internally it's a bad look because you get one like free pass, oh, I got a DUI, shit, I was celebrating with the boys on my title win, and I and even that shouldn't have happened, but they usually give people some reasonable like benefit of the doubt. But with this, it's happened so many times. It's a problem. Why can't he get an Uber or not let him drive? Let somebody else drive for him. Hire a driver if WWE needs to. So now if WWE fires him for this, they look bad for getting rid of somebody in a time of crisis. If they
what about Jeff Hardy?
Push him to get rehab. Well, I think they pushed him to get rehab, and then if they say no, then they can fire them.
Yeah, no, that's usually
so I believe that's what they'll likely do, unless he's convicted and serves jail time. But I with him getting out of the last charge, the justice system is going to be pissed. He got out of the last DUI by essentially a technicality. They knew it was him driving, knew it was his car, but they couldn't 100% beyond a reasonable doubt prove it, even though, it's him. So he got lucky just with a good lawyer. And now I imagine they'll throw the book at him. Do you think so?
I would think he's going to get I think he's going to get a license suspension. I think he's going to get a 90-day license suspension. And
I think he's going to lose his license indefinitely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're Florida. I don't know how many, but with your third strike, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to look into it. I
feel like Florida don't give a shit. I feel like Florida don't give a fuck. I mean, I feel like even in Massachusetts, they don't care too much, I feel like, because Dingleberry always got away with it like crazy.
Yeah, the 3 strikes law is still in effect. You have to be careful if you get a DUI after you've already had some other charges on your record in Florida. Florida has what's the 3 strike law. If you have a combination of any 3 offenses, driving with a suspended license, DUI, fleeing and attempting to elude an officer, any type of felony involving a motor vehicle, a DUI counts as one of those strikes. If you get 3 strikes within a 5-year period, you're considered a habitual traffic offender. You'll lose your driver's license for 5 years.
Whoa. Yeah,
if it happens again, DUIs, they can take away your license indefinitely because you're a multiple-time offender with alcohol.
Right.
So they can take away your license permanently.
That's why my mother's ex-boyfriend moved to Florida, man. He was like, all right, I'm screwed in Massachusetts. He had like 5 DUIs. So he moved to Florida.
Florida used to be more lenient, but this is more recent that they've cracked down.
Well, that's
because
why
my father down in Florida for the same reason. My father opened up beer in front of cops, beat the crap out of him, and dragged him out of the car.
But when you go down there, it resets, right? Because you're a different state, so you just start all over again.
I don't know if it resets, but it was hard to have certain cases really follow you until they convicted you. So
man, fuck the FBI. I'll fucking sue the fucking FBI. FBI can eat my fucking grundle hole.
It's like that would be a great, lottery jackpot.
It's a new donation.
FBI can eat my fucking grundle hole.
You can defend against an HTO status with a seasoned traffic lawyer, and they can get you, but I'm reading all this thing, and this is from a law firm in Florida, but I haven't done a lot of research on this, so I could be way off base, but this is at least the initial things that come up for Florida DUI 3-strike sentencing, but it seems like a lot of that changed. But regardless, they look at it more seriously when it's a multiple offense charge one after another, and especially because he got out of the last one with a true Monopoly get out of jail free card.
Right.
I really feel he's going to get screwed for this one. And that should have been a wake-up call. If I got arrested for your DUI and I got off because, hey, look, the cop didn't see my face, I'd be like, wow, I really should not be drinking and driving in the first place. But God, I could have been in jail for 10 years. I got lucky. So all I had to do was pay $500 and a $1,000 fine. All right, I can deal with that. But again, you're drinking and driving. I never understood that mentality. So
yeah, I mean, listen, accidents happen. I know I did it once. Well, okay, I did it a few times, but it's like you would think that you're not supposed to do it, and you would think that if you get in trouble once, usually that sets you into like, all right, what am I doing? And luckily, I don't know. Luckily, I know I never did anything. I only did it a couple times, and it was bad. It was a mistake. Like, I mean, you don't want to be want to be doing that. It was really bad. Like, it's just, and they didn't have Ubers then, but they had taxis. And God damn it, I should have got a taxi.
Taxis were so expensive and hard to come by, especially in rural areas. Like with me, it's a town, not a city, and to get a taxi when I used to just try and get out of the hospital, from Hartford Hospital to get to here, was something like $80 or $90, and you're talking not that many miles and not that far, essentially, of a drive, but it's ridiculously expensive back then. Now Uber, it's a $30 drive if you need to. Crazy. So happens when you have competition in the market. So
well, there you go. There's the government programs, especially in the left-leaning states, that can if you feel like you need it and you don't have money, just call *225. And then on the government's dime, we'll drive you home. I'm surprised that has not come out yet.
Shit,
there are certain things here, so
even though you just spent $200 on alcohol.
Joe and Jake, I did watch the review. I was just making sure. What did Jake think about it, about AU?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I got you. I'm making sure you're watching, Evan. God damn it.
Well, I was critical of a lot of things, but just because I want to see them do even better, but I gave the show a 7.5. I was thoroughly entertained, and most of it was very enjoyable.
Yeah, we pretty much.
I don't really care for the Young Bucks as their heel role.
A shit. Yeah, I didn't either. Thanks, Tommy.
Can I please come back on your show? Stay positive.
Absolutely. Just feel free to let me know when. You let me know when, and you come right back.
Tommy sent me some WWE like random joke video today.
What?
And I haven't heard from him in ages.
Wow, I'm surprised he sent you anything.
It's like a forward type thing, just.
Oh, he sent that to everybody. You're just on a list of everybody. That's what that is. Okay.
But that was the first bit of communication I've had from him in ages. So
you become
Botch Club. Holy shit!
Breaking news. Shit. Tom Brady and Tony Khan Zoom call just posted it.
Oh my God.
You will win the war with this.
I can't believe Botch Club is back. Holy, it's so funny. I look at his feed all the time, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I miss Botch Club. There he is. Holy shit. Botch Club is fucking back.
Yeah, with Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor this weekend, and the bad blood between those two, with Dustin saying my wife never slid into your DMs, and Conor's like, I don't know why his wife wants me, just, oh God, they are really making this personal.
Saturday night, baby, it's on.
Foaming at the mouth to see this.
We will be live for the McGregor fight Saturday night. Let's go.
And you got welterweights Burns and Stephen Thompson.
It's gonna be
and then
night.
I forget how to say the other guy's name, but Greg Hardy's going up against him, Ty Vasa or something like that.
Where's the audio? Oh, why is this so big?
Yeah, but what is it? The 264, right? This weekend.
I think so. What the fuck is going on right now? What? Oh, what the fuck? The page was like enhanced to like 100.
This office, mine, his, our office. I control the wrestling world. I'm the forbidden door. All bookings go through this office. Mine, his, our office. I control the wrestling world. I'm the forbidden door. All bookings go through this office. Mine, his, our office. I control the wrestling world.
Go ahead and
Go give that a like on Instagram right now. Botch Club on Instagram. Instagram.com/Botch Club.
I control the wrestling.
Go give it a like. Drop the JCS name. And give them some love, man. This is a really funny one where somebody gets the pedigree on some twerking person, and that fucking killed me. I thought that was funny.
All of them are usually hilarious. So, yeah, what if Conor loses? I mean, this is a big deal because he's been, beaten several times previously. And certainly if he loses to Dustin here, it's what's left. Does he have much more credence after losing this many times? And
no, this is the last one. I mean, people thought people really believe the last one was the last one, but I'm gonna give him this one. This is my last one with Conor.
I thought Khabib was like the real defining loss for him.
Yeah,
because I didn't expect him to beat Mayweather by any means. That was just money,
right.
Literally,
right.
There was no way that Floyd was going to allow anything to be written in there that he'd be beat. I mean, we literally saw him knock out and hold up Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
There's video evidence, so whatever, nonsense. But really ramping it up, I guess.
Ramp it on up, baby.
Apparently,
ramp it on up and get wet.
So yeah, AEW Dynamite down in the ratings. Bit, not too much, about 12,000 viewers, but they did sell out their all-out pre-sale, so that's great. 10,000 tickets, that was big. We also said Raw drew their record lowest, sub 1.5. They were 1.472, so that's bad for them. NXT Great American Bash viewership, this was hit hard as well by the NBA Finals, unfortunately. So they drew 654,000 viewers and only had 232,000 viewers between the age of 18 and 49.
Damn.
Yeah, 0.18 rating. So that's not good at all.
Wow, the demo is not good. The demo god's not working
not
now.
At all. Their ratings were destroyed by both America's Got Talent, which was expected, got 7 million views, but the Hawks and Bucks on TNT got 4.6 million viewers, as where they usually only get TNT at that point in time, for normal games about 3, so 2.5 to 3. So being that you had the NBA Finals, being on there obviously was a big draw. And that it shows with how the audience translation went back and forth. It was definitely the NBA taking away viewers directly. So you can see the transition of when people changed the channel to either go to NBA or didn't, who usually watch NXT and didn't tune in. And going back to the Jimmy Uso story, Vince McMahon allegedly, according to first Ringside News, so I said take it with a grain of salt, but then it was confirmed elsewhere, was talking and said Vince is kind of just in a holding pattern, basically. Everything is just kind of waiting. And I can understand that if they're waiting to see what's going to go ahead and happen with the criminal side of things before they make any decision.
Yep.
In a terrible position here. He's really important to the Roman storyline. I mean, I guess they could have him suddenly disappear and just do stuff with Jay, but Jimmy's been very, very important all along. So main event Jimmy, it's a bad time for him to pull this shit, unfortunately. And I hope Roman and his brother are severely pissed, and this is his wake-up call, because he was getting so much spotlight, and him and his brother were set to win the tag titles. I mean, there's a lot at stake here, and you go ahead and you embarrass WWE, you make Vince look bad, and no matter what, you're embarrassing the company. So I wouldn't doubt him getting fired, but then what does his brother do? I mean, do they fire him if he refuses to go to rehab? Does he go to rehab and get help? I mean, we don't know. That's the problem. So
yeah, plus his storyline, like Jennifer in the chat says, the storyline with Roman, he's in like the most important storyline in the company right now.
The top story.
What the fuck is he doing?
That's what I'm baffled by. Why? Yeah, I'm drunk. I really shouldn't drive. I should just tell somebody I need a ride, because I can't fucking get fired right now, of all times where I'm main event Jimmy.
Right.
And not that you want to justify it, but if Lars Sullivan, who was off TV for 9 months and never got to be used, and was like, oh God, I hate this, and became depressed and a drunk, you'd be like, oh, I could see that. But for a guy who was literally in the biggest story in the company, I mean, not to say depression doesn't hit everybody, but you would think you would try and really hold on to that. So
yeah.
After everything happened with Kenise Mobley and her getting let go as well, WWE is still trying to hire more comedy writers. You figure they would understand the backlash of what happened.
Well, no, they only see that, hey, this person talked shit about us and made us look stupid.
Exactly.
Fuck them. Like, they'll just hire, well, okay, we'll hire the next comedy dumbass. Like, they don't care about that. I think they care about, well, this person's a liability moron. We can't keep this person here after them saying that.
But USA Network is getting upset now, too. I mean,
yeah.
You're seeing it because Stephanie has meetings this week with networks, because they're trying to get ideas pitched from the networks. I don't, the quote is they're not, the Matt Man podcast, they're telling, I don't know if this is a common thing that they do or if it's a regular thing, but the networks are pitching ideas, and it's because of the record low ratings. As we said yesterday, SmackDown has literally been sub 2 million for every show but one, as where they were above 2 million for viewership on every show but one up until May. So there was this transition. Now it's fallen behind.
Damn. Well, listen, I'd be pissed if I was USA. I'd be like, dude, listen, not only do both shows kind of suck, but it feels like on the USA show, it's like, feels like you guys don't give a shit about us, which is true. It's like, dude, even the networks know. It's like, you just care about the money. Like, that's all they care about. They care about the money. They don't care about what kind of show they put on. Fucking stupid USA Network, you're dumb. You have been just raped.
Felt left out. And I don't blame them, because they're like, oh, Fox is getting special treatment because they're the new shiny toy, dangling keys in front of WWE's eyes.
Yep.
And I get that distraction option, but USA does get shit on a lot when they've been the backbone of wrestling, even through the lowest points of the lows. They supported them.
Yeah.
And through a lot of turmoil. Think about how many times they stuck their neck out for them over censorship issues. I mean, back in the Attitude Era, when families would write threats to the USA Network advisors and like head of the USA Network directly, because Raw was allowing Sable to strip, and that was immoral, and like the Women's Christian Coalition and Mothers Against Violence and all, remember all that stuff that would go after USA directly? It was crazy. So another thing, talking about the UFC briefly, I mentioned yesterday, CM Punk got his loss against Mike Jackson overturned. And if there was any fight that should have been overturned, I guess it's that one, because Mike Jackson acted like an asshole and pretty much embarrassed everybody. But I hate the reason why. He tested positive for marijuana.
Right.
Why should that matter for a UFC fight? That is not an anabolic steroid.
Why does it matter in the Olympics?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying too. For the runner that got disqualified and can't compete in the Olympics either, that's terrible. Marijuana is not a certainly enhancement drug in that sense. Maybe if they were having a jam band contest, or they were painting,
right,
or doing some podcasting, as in current days. But
right. Whoa. Oh, David Torres, what's up, David? Thanks for subbing to the channel, man. What's going on? La, 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 la. Sorry, I just ate you for a second, David. What's up, man? Welcome to the shit. Yeah, fuck. What else we got? Well, I'll just let Jake run through it all. I don't even need to do anything when Jake's on because he knows all the fucking stories. There's only a couple more.
Yeah, because he tested positive for tetrahydrocannabinol, it was ridiculous, and that considered him popping dirty, but people aren't really going against it because they hated how Mike Jackson acted.
Right.
Neither have commented yet, at least as far as when I looked into this earlier today. But I guess it is unfortunate, but for any fight to get turned over, now it's just a no contest. So he didn't lose, but he didn't win either.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
Better news about Cardi B twerking in a gold G-string that people were talking about, and her possibly being at SummerSlam. And I was more like baffled that was trending than half of the other wrestling news. But hey, what are you going to do? One of the things that I'm troubled by actually is John Cena. I miss John Cena. That's right. I said it.
Wow.
You have as well before. I feel like he's got, a great deal of star power still left to offer.
Right.
I was hoping that he was going to show up for SummerSlam. That's seeming less and less likely now. It might be pushed out.
What the hell? Like, I mean, that was the whole thing was Cena, then The Rock, and then.
Yeah. Well, here's the issue. He is being part of the Argyle cast, and that's starring Sam Rockwell, Henry Cavill, Bryce Dallas Howard, a bunch of other big names, Samuel L. Jackson. So this is not something that John Cena wants to miss. A lot of big Hollywood names. Shooting begins in August in Europe.
Oh.
The only way to get into Europe is to go through their quarantine process, which is another 2-week hold. And then if you're going to leave, it's another, you know what I mean? So he wouldn't be able to finish the filming of this movie. So it would be impossible for him to make any WWE appearances for the build to SummerSlam anyways. He might be able to just do SummerSlam, I guess, if that's August 21st and filming ends by then. Like if filming wraps up, since they said next month.
Right.
But so maybe he will just be at SummerSlam and he won't be on any SmackDowns live building up until then, if that's the case. Again, we don't know, but this is coming from Variety. So it seems pretty credible. Variety talking about John Cena because of his movie deals just coincides with the wrestling stuff. But Henry Cavill, Samuel L. Jackson, like I said, among A-list casts for spy thriller Argyle. And this apparently is going to be a huge expected blockbuster hit. This is going to be directed by the Kingsman guy, Matthew Vaughn. This all-star cast. Who else? Catherine O'Hara, Schitt's Creek, Bryan Cranston, goddamn Breaking Bad. There's a few other big names too. Ellie Conway. But apparently there's a bunch of big writers attached to this. And it's going to be at least 3 films in a franchise for this. So it's a very big thing for John Cena to be a part of because there's going to be already 3 movies written with this in mind. But I want to see him wrestle selfishly. So I hope he can get to SummerSlam and also go ahead and be a proper part of the build. I don't want to see him just show up at SummerSlam. That would be disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be no time to build it. I just went fucking stuttering, John. Yeah, I think there's no time to build for this. So, fuck, John Cena's, this is dead. Everything's dead. WWE's dead.
That coincides with them, having basically the lack of stars at this point in time. And John Cena is a huge star. You know it, I know it, and that's a sad fact. But who else?
Yeah, dude, I hate Cena, and I want to see him because he actually.
Exactly.
It's so bad that he's good. Like I hated Cena in 2006, 7, and 8. I was like, man, I hate this guy.
SmackDown. Remember when he shows up, says, I'm not going to be a part of Mania, and then The Fiend comes out and challenges him?
Right.
Oh, and The Fiend was still, he lost it to Goldberg, but this was like the redemption. And I get goosebumps thinking about it. I'm like, oh, this was good. And then we got that great firefight.
But again, this isn't more that Band-Aid stuff. Goldberg come back.
Yeah, because it's
not going to be.
Same thing with Edge, same thing with,
right.
And the problem here now, again, is with Edge. going to face Roman. Does he lose? More than likely, Roman's going to beat him, and that's Edge losing again. He lost at Mania. He loses now.
No, Cena.
How many losses does Edge have left in him too?
Cena now cooks babies in Hollywood. I mean, let's just be honest. This guy don't care. He's not even. Cena's not a real human anymore. He's not a human anymore. He's like a weird shill guy.
No, no doubt. But think about it. Media One Software is absolutely correct. WWE is bone dry with people they can bring back. Logically, right now, if they had to, and everybody would just say yes, just go along with it. CM Punk, Batista, John Cena, Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not counting people that are already signed to AEW. I'm not going to, that fantasy book it, but The Rock. But there's no one really for them to bring back.
Now they're going to probably bring Lesnar in. Now they're going to do Lesnar, then The Rock, maybe, or I don't even know.
The last thing I heard, both with Fightful and Matmen, was that the plans for Lesnar didn't work out because it didn't fit with what Creative wanted to do. They both didn't agree. Financially, they want Brock to commit to live shows, but he didn't want to do that. And they said they are working it out. It will eventually happen. It's not that it's not going to happen. It's just they're not agreeing yet. So it's a when and where type thing. Maybe if they get it done and they're pushing to get him there for SummerSlam, if Brock calls them and says, "Hey, I want to do it," then yeah, they're going to figure it out. This is a quote. I don't believe Brock's going to be there. I don't know about Brock right now. I know that he's in the plans. They're going to do something with him. I just don't know when yet.
Right.
And I get it because Brock wanted more money, and it was, he's not currently signed to a contract, so he has the wiggle room to ask for more money. And I guess the price that he's asking for live shows besides pay-per-view attendance is astronomically high, and WWE would be stupid not to pay for it. But then again, what is Lesnar requesting? Does he want $1 million every time he goes to Raw just to talk or not even talk, just show up next to Paul Heyman? That he was already getting $500,000 at one point for that.
Yeah, we don't expect The Rock back until
each pay-per-view appearance.
We don't expect The Rock until
if he wants
October.
$1 million for Raw now. Yeah.
Well, anything else on the list tonight?
Yeah, SummerSlam's an all-hands on deck situation still, though. So they're trying to get. I mean, that's why Edge is there. Edge is supposed to take on Seth Rollins. That's still interesting to see what they'll do there. That's kind of got that, because ever since I'm going to kill him anyways, John, that thing, they have that to go off of. So I'm curious if they'll touch on that story. AJ Styles kind of defended the sentiment of how WWE books people right now. I don't necessarily agree with what he's saying entirely, but I get where he's coming from. It all started because WWE on Fox said, if we'd love to see John Cena versus AJ Styles one more time. And they asked, what was their best match? Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, or their SmackDown match? And a bunch of people were saying, oh, that's back when AJ was used right. That's when WWE was using him properly. And AJ replied saying, I appreciate how I was used. I was made into a star.
No, AJ.
Now it's my time to be used. And it's my time to be what is needed, and in the process, make others stars.
AJ wanted, I'm done with the tours and having the championship. Please get this belt off me. This is what he wants.
Exactly, but he's willing to put people over because he had his time. They did push him. They made him a champion. He didn't want to stay with the title. That was his decision.
Right.
The only reason he went to the main event stuff is because Mark Calloway, The Undertaker, asked him specifically to do the match. And then AJ kind of set it up. I know it was both of them requesting, wanted to work together, but it was that willingness together to get that magic out of it. But that was the only reason we got that Boneyard match and that one more there, and that and AJ went to that level. But he said after that, he just wanted to put people over. So I get it. And he already was a star coming into the business too. That's something I think people kind of overlook as well.
Yeah, because almost the entire, or at least 60% to 70% of the WWE audience on his debut, we're talking about AJ, right? Yeah. On his debut, popped like crazy. You don't have
a camera cut of Roman making the dumbest face ever. That.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
because they didn't go to the Patron, just said I am, and then they cut out phenomenal. So everybody, went.
They knew who he was when he showed up on the Rumble. Like it wasn't like it was literally it was close to when Jericho debuted. I mean, not in the build and everything else like that, but I mean, it was as close to Jericho today as you could get. Like everybody knew who AJ Styles was, or at least 75% of the crowd knew, and they were flipping out. And that's pretty amazing. You know, when you can get that. There's not a lot of guys that you could do that with, you know, that could come to WWE in front of a pretty, you know, well, I mean, you know, a pretty smart audience at the Rumble, obviously. But still, like, you know.
It was the 2016 Rumble, right?
20, yeah, maybe, or 2016.
2016.
Yeah, okay. Sounds right.
And, yeah. Wow. You know, you figure how long he's been there.
Remember
now.
that? I mean, because everybody was waiting. Will AJ Styles ever go? Will he go? Will he go? I mean, let's listen to the pop.
This is key for Roman Reigns. Keep the numbers down.
Right there.
Can it be? It is! The phenomenal one is here! AJ Styles! Oh my gosh! It is.
That's a huge, like, that's
Huge pop, and they even messed it up on the Tron because they had the phenomenal. As soon as it said phenomenal, people went nuts.
yeah. Well, I think they, yeah, that's what it was. Is I am, and then it was said phenomenal, and that's when the pop happened. Because the music, nobody knew what that music was.
That was a brand new theme, and everybody loved that. I was so stoked with this new music.
Well, they got excited because first they thought we don't know this music, so like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on? And then, yeah, then when it said phenomenal,
and Rusev just got eliminated at number 2, so you're like, who's gonna come get fed to Roman?
right?
And then Roman's, who is this? And then, oh shit!
And that's a
And that was
crazy.
after Rusev was the number, what 29th and number, or not to come out, but like 29th elimination or you know, last man. You know, before when he won versus The Rock, right? Or not versus, when The Rock came out to hold his hand with the Rumble.
Yeah, I don't remember what you're talking about.
2015 Rumble. Wasn't Rusev the last one?
He might have been. I just don't. I completely blank.
That Roman Reigns eliminated? I think so.
Yeah, no, it's three layers. It's music we don't recognize. Ooh, I am phenomenal. Oh, I know who this is. And then he comes out. So there's like 3 different identifiers happening for the fan.
Yeah.
3 levels of pop.
Well, that too, I'm saying, I think it also added to it because Roman almost lost the year before to Rusev, and then he won eliminating Rusev. So right there, you have like the revenge factor of the year before. And then, oh crap, yeah, that's, you know, pretty crazy. And this is when Triple H won.
God, Michael Cole's the worst, though. He's the worst.
Yeah, I hated his. Can it be?
Yeah, shut up. Shut up, Michael Cole. Like, he's the worst. Every single debut or anything. I mean, I guess he's not as bad as AEW, where it's like, that's Malakai Black. Well, how do you know? How the fuck do you know, Excalibur?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said, so if you watch the Instagram thing, sure, but let him introduce it. You know, just be like, oh, you know. So I always hated.
Well, at least go into that. Like, he should have said that. He said, JR, I got to tell you, a disturbing video came out earlier today on the internet, but I didn't
point people to the direction of it so they can go watch it.
Yeah. And this is like I said, he used to go by Tommy End, but
Duncachino?
apparently is now Malakai Black.
What's my name?
I would hope so.
It's a whole new game. Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend.
Don't even bring up Tommy End. Yeah, that was the other thing.
What's up, my guys? I have 2 questions. First, how are you, Jake? And 2, when Sting debuted, if it was good, would you guys have enjoyed Sting versus Reigns?
No.
Hey, furry balls plop menacingly on the table. Thank you for the Duncachino. I'm doing all right. The rain is not great, but you know what? That donation name makes me laugh so much because with all the skin that I have, I literally can just pick up my stomach now and just plop it on things because it makes that lovely.
You could probably
noise.
jerk your dong off with your stomach.
I might be able to. I don't know if the mic will pick it up, but I can literally just drop it on my, you know, and it makes that noise. Oh, gotta love it. I can make clapping sounds without, you know.
You could suffocate your wife with your stomach fat.
Well, before
no,
it would have been
it's
the weight.
stomach skin. It's stomach skin.
Yes, exactly. Before it would have been the weight. Now I can just like go behind her and use it like a garrote, like just wrap it around her neck.
Ooh. You know what I'd love to do? Oh my God, I do remember that episode where he started vacuuming. That was so. I was like, "Are you vacuuming your fucking?" Oh, I know. He had some dumb excuse. Yeah, that's funny. I remember that.
And no, it's not Pacific Cooler. It's Fruit Punch. Gotta go.
Hell yeah.
Son. Between that and Minute Maid apple juice, gotta love. That's pretty much the only two things that stay down at this point.
No, I'm not a big Sting fan. So him against Roman, like that sounds like sleepy time.
Yeah, that wasn't anything that I was. I was never a big Sting fan. I still don't quite know why I went so mentally nuts for him debuting in AEW. I love.
No,
that
it was
debut.
I went nuts for him in AEW too. I thought it was great. I was pumped because it looked great.
I think it was just so well timed and executed, and it fit with the theme of the show, with the snow, with winter is coming, and
yes,
that's
dude.
All of it,
dude. Go back and watch our review of it, and you'll know why. I think because I kind of forget too. But I got to be honest.
It's just when you're not a big fan.
No, what it is Jake, you nail. It's their build. The AEW did such a. No, I'll give you a bunch of reasons. Number one, the build, right, and the atmosphere was really fun. So the build, the atmosphere, the entrance, the look, and the fact that it's a mega name. It's a major name from the past. And I know that it's just like almost like TNA all over again. You know, it's almost like TNA tagged in AEW and they moved over.
Yeah.
But it was
I'm not
all.
saying
It's
I'm
all
not
that.
a fan of Stings.
I like Sting. I like Sting.
I was never like a super fan like I was with other wrestlers. That's what I'm saying. So
Right.
I don't mean Mason. I don't mean not a Sting fan. I've always enjoyed Sting in his matches, and especially like the Crow version of him going back and watching old WCWs. I didn't watch it then, but going back, and I certainly knew what was going on then. I liked the idea of his transition over time, but I just wasn't watching Nitro or Thunder.
Yeah.
But going back, and he had great feuds that got messed up, obviously, by Vince Russo and other crazy booking and things like that. But Sting is doing a good job, building up Darby Allin and others, and he's done quite well so far. But I wish they didn't destroy Team Taz as much as they did. But hey, it works out.
Yeah, I think Taz needs to get rid of the team thing and just have one guy. I think him with one guy is good.
Going forward, I think that he's going to lose Brian Cage and he's going to keep heel Ricky Starks.
Okay.
I think Ricky Starks is going to cheat to win the. I think Brian Cage is going to refuse to cheat, and Ricky Starks will cheat to go ahead and beat Brian Cage for the FCW title.
That's a good idea.
Or he won't go far enough to hurt Ricky's neck, or Ricky's going to pretend his neck got hurt again, and then he'll roll him up, something like that. Like he'll cheat in some way to get the title, and Brian Cage is going to move on for some type of singles face push. It seems like.
Yeah,
I could see. I could see him going against Miro for the TNT title.
Yeah, because now they can have Brian Cage do all his little flippy dippy stuff he likes to do now. If he goes
to face,
right, exactly. Yeah,
and he's good at that stuff.
Yeah, he's good. He really has a lot of agility and stuff. But
doesn't make sense as a
Whoa! Oh, that's right. The $10 one hasn't changed on Superchats yet. My bad. Woo!
I can't pay for a smut, so here you go, guys.
Moss Blaze. Hey, what's up, Blaze? Thank you, man. That's actually that's the largest donation of this fucking stream. I'll tell you. You just became the top dog, Moss Blaze. Thank you, brother.
And it's funny now, Conor McGregor saying that he certainly could go ahead and face Jake or Logan Paul. Ugh,
really?
That sickens me to hear that kind of stuff. But hey, whatever.
Well, he needs a win. He's tried to come out of his element and lost every time. Like, why not get into someone else's now?
Exactly. And we'll see what comes of it. But two other things, last things to talk about quickly.
All right.
Keith Lee, as you discussed briefly earlier, obviously.
Yes.
I mean, where do we go from here? With
we
him?
just
we
both wait a minute. I want to find out where we agree here. Do we both still believe he's got some kind of ailment that we don't know about?
It has to be something medical at this point where he's not cleared to wrestle. The way he's asking fans not to quit on him, and patience, my friend, there's zero quit in me, so don't quit on me. I miss you. I love you. So much has happened since then. You reminded me of a year ago when I won the title, that kind of thing. And it's like, I get it, but you keep posting all these glory photos, you from Evolve, you in NXT, your main roster debut, and then, but and you have some uplifting quote or so. I get it, but what's going on? Come on. I mean, by now we need to know something. Mia Yim keeps telling people to mind their business. He keeps telling people just kind of hold on and don't lose faith in me.
I think that's the wrong thing to
be an
say.
ailment.
I think he should start saying what he was saying before when he said, someday I'm going to be able to tell you guys what's up and you'll get it. I think you should stick to that. I think you should stick to, hey, everybody, I can't wait to, you'll know soon enough what's going on still. Thanks for still being here and whatever. It's just like something like that. I don't know, whatever. What am I going to, I don't even give a shit. The guy's obviously going through something and it's not good, it seems like. And it ain't COVID. It's something to do with something else, something that they found, or a health issue, or a heart issue, or a something's up. There's a reason why he's not competing, and it's something. I don't know. Well, originally I thought they weren't saying it because he was testing at the time. Like, right, I thought he was going through tests. So I'm like, okay, he's going through tests, and they're not saying what it is. But that window passed a long time ago. So why they wouldn't come out what's going on now, I don't know. And I don't understand, like, it. Nobody understands.
Yeah, we had already speculated with the heart problems and the blood pressure issues that were apparently upsetting Vince with the weight, and we had heard these speculatory things, but it kind of lines up as possibly being true, or some type of ailment causing a discrepancy in him being cleared for wrestling.
Right.
And Aleister Black said that once he realized his contract was a tad bit different than usual, when he was talking as Malakai Black on Twitch earlier, he said, I came up with this idea. I had already made the character movie, and I came up with the idea, and the company liked it, so we ran with it. It was all very last second, and I feel like in modern day wrestling, there are very few moments to make a genuine surprise and to get people to look your way. He said, for me to sneak in, not be seen, dip and dive so they wouldn't see me, that took skill. Kudos to AEW and the entire crew. What a great operation they have there. Absolutely. For no one to know on the roster that he was signed, and except for a select few, and for him to keep it under wraps was great, because he posted this character video, but we all thought he had a 90-day non-compete, no compete.
Right.
So it was like he's stuck until, all out right around that point in time. So we'll see him then. And we also didn't expect him to do anything but probably be with the Dark Order. So,
And then,
we did, Jason. We talked about Lambert cutting a great promo as well. So,
yeah, we talked about everything yesterday. And I mean, then
make sure you check out that on the review.
I believe they just layered on layer, and then they had. Obviously, people are mad because it's going to be a Cody thing. Obviously, the lights flicker in Cody's match, then the lights flicker and in Cody's promo, and then he shows up there. There's some kind of obvious thing going on with Cody, but when people are like, well, why is it always fucking Cody? Why does Cody always have the, so that's been going around all day. It was going around the night of, too.
Well, we mentioned that. I brought that up to you, how it was funny. I brought that up immediately. I was like, it's always Cody as the speed bump to entry for AEW, it seems.
But I mean, everybody everywhere is mad about it. Like, everybody's bitching about it all over the place. I got it on Twitter all day from people, and I see people everywhere. It's like, they're just like, oh, Cody again.
Well, I think people are worried that he'll lose because it's Cody. I think that's what the issue is.
Well, and it seems like he's a heel then, right? So that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Why would you attack Arn Anderson?
And I don't know why he would be a heel in this way. I like the character. If
but this is different.
All things, and I sound like such a hypocrite here because we want faces and heels. But every now and again, if you have a bunch of faces and heels, if you have one kind of ambiguous in between, not quite face, not quite heel character, that works wonders.
But Cody put over Brodie Lee.
I.e., you knew Mankind at that point in time was a face, and with Dude Love, and you knew The Rock was definitely a heel, and you knew The Undertaker was definitely a heel, but Stone Cold wavered. He could do heelish things, but he could still be a face. He could stun, women going up to a certain extent, but then he saved Stephanie McMahon. Like, there was always that give or take. So when you had that one character, it made, such a difference on the landscape of all characters, because it showed everyone to be that different. It showcased everyone's differences, and how their, charisma shone through was why it made that Attitude Era so special.
But knowing
Black has to win here.
Well, but knowing how Special Black is coming in, they did this with Brodie Lee, and Cody put him over quickly. Cody got buried.
He did.
So I mean, I would think they'll.
But Cody's also the others.
But I'm just saying,
so it's kind of a
who is he beaten beside? You know what I mean? Who else is he beaten? I guess that has come in. Like I mean,
Eddie, he beat Ricky.
But Ricky's a piece of shit. So like that makes sense to me.
Well, I'm saying Sean Spears when they did the chair thing.
He lost it. That Sean lost.
Yeah.
Well, Sean Spears sucks.
But they had that huge thing with him cracking him open with a chair, and
I mean, I really don't mean that. I like Sean Spears, but
well, they've made him suck. But I like the chairman too, with him being obsessed with chair shots after cracking Cody open.
But they must have been like, dude, we see you right now coming in at this mid level, and so he's like, oh, okay. But I'm sure with Black,
they should have capitalized on that chair shot. Yeah, he beat Lance Archer.
Well, good. Lance Archer also sucks.
Feel to him. But it's still
But it feels like he puts over the people that he should put over, and he beats the people that are beneath him.
Yeah, he beat Wardlow. He beat Darby.
Now, that's Wardlow. You could argue that one's like, all right, but that tells me where they see them, obviously, because look at where they are now, and look at the people he beat. So look at all the people he beat. They're not stars. They're not mega stars or the top stars at all.
No, and Reckless Jeff makes a great point, though. Brodie beat Cody, and now he's not with us anymore. So.
Oh, you're saying Cody killed him?
Not out of my mouth. Is that what you're saying? I'm
No, that's what Reckless Jeff is saying.
Maybe that's what he's pointing at. I'm just
Yeah,
reading the chat.
Listen, Cody put over Brodie Lee, so you see how big of a deal they thought Brodie Lee was, and I think they think Black. Yeah,
I'm telling you, I again yesterday had the Brodie Lee shirt on, and just leaving the hospital, someone went up to me and was like, "Oh yeah, awesome," and I was like, "Oh thanks." Like just every time I'm out and about wearing that shirt, I've worn wrestling merch on and off for 3/4 of my life. Never have I ever had people approach me like wearing the Brodie Lee stuff, and it's insane what a legacy he left. And I know they say that repeatedly, but it's continually true. Every time I've gone, I just went to the grocery store. It happens. Like it's crazy, but people miss him, and I do as well. I mean, I really feel like we could have had so much more from him in AEW, and they had plans, and I only wish we could have seen them follow through.
Yeah, they fell through the gates of hell. Guys, thank you so much for watching Out of Nowhere tonight. We'll see you tomorrow for Throwdown Friday night here on the show. Throwdown. And then Saturday night, monetize this and our UFC special Saturday night. And shout out to the man who made this thumbnail, Super Dad. Great thumbnail. Absolutely love it. And Furry Balls is going to chime in here
really
before
quick.
we go here.
Yeah, and before you sign off, Conor McGregor put up a picture of him with the, just a little Irish clover emoji. And Dustin Poirier said, "Your trash talk is as thin as your hair these days. See you soon, champ."
Oh.
Connor then replies on Twitter saying, your wife wants to see the hair around my dick and balls, bro. See what that's like.
Duncachino?
It's the real
Don't
message
mind if I
request,
do.
mate. No trash
What's
talk.
my name? Duncachino. It's a whole new game.
Wow, that's weird.
Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
WWE honestly sickens me. 1.4 million views. They've had great rosters over the years and could have done so much to avoid that number with so many greats.
Joe has been touting and predicting this number since he started this channel. He said then they are going to fall down and tumble, that the castle will crumble and there will be a monopoly no more. And people said he was crazy and that Joe didn't know what he was talking about and that, oh, you're just a hater. You don't want WWE to succeed. But yet when they do well, we do well. So what sense does that make? You tell me. Lo and behold, they continually drop. Year over year, they are down a minimum of 25% of viewership. Minimum, year over year.
They are done. And wait till I'll see you all when they're at 700K.
Yeah, right. So Connor says, your wife wants to see a hair on my dick and balls, bro. See what that's like. It's the real message request, mate. No trash talk. Man to man, it's fucked up. I seen your interview with Mike. You think it was fake. It's not. Have a think on it in the sauna anyway.
Ooh.
He's saying that the message from Dustin Poirier's wife was real and, don't think it wasn't. So.
Whoa. That's weird. I'd like to see what she looks like.
We got the trilogy this Saturday, so we'll find out. But
this will be 2 in a row if he wins, right, for Connor with beating Cowboy.
And Connor did reply to Dustin showing him the Instagram message that his wife sent. So he he put a video on Twitter of his DMs showing that she messaged him.
Jesus.
So yeah.
Well, that's more entertaining than WWE.
What's her name? Julie Poirier?
I call her a hooker. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Jake. Hit him up Twitter at Countdown Ended. And I'm going to hell. And Aleister Black, Malakai Black, has a 8-inch cock, I hear. Jesus.